Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's a headline from AMB Crypto. Ripple CEO calls for guidance and clarity from Congress ASAP. So yes, Brad indeed issuing a warning, act now. Well, if they don't, there's going to be tremendous fallout. So I want to talk about this. Also, I got some comments from attorney John Deaton, and then a story that's unrelated that I just found kind of comical, so I'm going to cover it at the later part of this video. It's from Cointelegraph. His piece is titled, Jack in the Box Claims in Court. FTX US ripped off its character to create Moon Man. Now, I know that there are people the world over that watch this channel, though a huge chunk are in the United States, so you might know what Jack in the Box is. But Jack in the Box, it's not in all corners of the not even the continental United States. But Jack in the Box is a fast food chain, and they target, at least it's my perception of them anyway. They target people who want fast food, munchy style late night. If you get my drift right now. And so they have this character which looks ridiculous. They have some funny commercials, this and that. They happen to be in a corner of the world where I exist. I live in the Midwest in the United States. And they're claiming that their character was ripped off. And I'm going to show you the picture when I get to this, the side-by-side comparison. And there might be a legitimate complaint here. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but... Before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Let's dive right in, son. One of the reasons behind regulatory confusion in the United States is the way different financial authorities, state governments, and even the United States Congress exercise their authority, especially when it comes to the crypto sector. One blockchain company that knows this well is none other than San Francisco-based Ripple. While responding to a law professor about their views on stablecoin regulations, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse called for the U.S. Congress to play a, quote, leading role, end quote, in clarifying the regulatory situation around cryptos. And here's a quote. This is a tweet from Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO. Chris Brummer is right. There is a lot at stake here, which is why we need Congress to play a leading role in providing guidance and clarity for not just stablecoins, as is recommended by the PWG report, but crypto broadly ASAP. And if I could just note, like, just this little side vent here, because I would like to vent a little bit. That's why I started the channel, just to vent and bitch about stuff. That's why the Moon Lambo channel exists. That's a fun fact. I'm kidding. Partly, I'm partly kidding. But the idea that the SEC can claim that stable coins are a security, that really burns my frickin' biscuits. Not just my biscuits, my frickin' biscuits. Because if you think about the four-prong test, the Howey test, to determine whether something is or is not a security, one of those four prongs requires the expectation of profit. It's not an, we're going to apply this prong, we're not. You don't get to choose that. It's a prong of the Howey test. You don't get to decide whether or not one of the prongs should or should not be applied in specific instances when determining whether something is or is not a security. And it is pretty damn freaking clear that if somebody is purchasing a stable coin, it is not with the expectation of profit. Right? I just spit on my keyboard. That's how jazzed up I am about this. I'm going to wipe that down. There we go. All right, we're good. Really grinds my gears, folks. Anyway, peace continues. Garlinghouse isn't alone in sharing this opinion, however. Ripple General Counsel Stuart Alderati claimed that some sections of the U.S. Congress have been trying to move forward. Alas, he warned that foreign economies could race ahead of the United States if the country continues to delay a decision on the same. In doing so, the exec pointed to the EU as an example. And here's the quote from Stuart Alderati. This, and by the way, he's legal general counsel for Ripple here. That's his career. He's been doing it for decades anyway. I highlight him on the channel from time to time. But here's what he tweeted. This shouldn't be a partisan issue, and some in Congress are seeking to take on the mantle. Unfortunately, while the United States as a whole flounders, other respected economic centers are seizing the advantage. To name just one, the EU, with Mika, taking input from all stakeholders. And there's another one here. I don't want to read the whole article. I just want to hit some of the key points here because they go on to talk about some stuff from Anthony Pompliano I don't really want to dive into. It's on your screen. Like, if you want to read it, it's right there. You can pause, I guess. But I want to go a little bit further beyond this here. They have this little subheading, Friendly Advice. On October 24th, a Ripple official announced that Australian policymakers had added Ripple's recommendations to a report on the country's fintech regulatory framework. Ripple had suggested implementing technology-agnostic regulations. Yes, exactly. Which is why, and this, oh man. And I highlighted this in a recent video that a number of you watched. But Senator Loomis, who I'm still mostly a fan of, my gosh, she's positing the idea. It's like a Bitcoin maxi idea that she literally said that Bitcoin should be treated different than other cryptocurrencies when it comes to monitoring. Which means think about that, monitoring from a federal government, and if they're monitoring, like you are talking about regulation there. And that's completely ridiculous. So yes, it should be technology agnostic, like whatever. I don't care what corner of the world you're in. Do you want a level playing field, or do you want to, as a government, whatever government you are, do you want to favor technology? Well, I think that's bogus crap. I'm more of like a free market type of guy. I like to just let free open markets figure stuff out. It's a messy process, and I'm all for it. You all get to take a risk if you want to. You get to vote with your actual dollars, this and that. That's what I'm all about. So I don't like government, like in the case here in the United States, the SEC jumping in, destroying XRP, or at least attempting to. No, not so much a fan of that. Piece continues. The San Francisco-based blockchain company also recommended a principles-based framework rather than a prescriptive one. Finally, the firm suggested a risk-based approach to secure the ecosystem while encouraging investments. Ripple's Alderati seemed to welcome the move, noting that Australia's regulators are working on the same side as industry stakeholders. Here's a quote from Stuart Alderati, Ripple Legal General Counsel. Add Australia to the list of countries that has woken up to the fact that regulatory uncertainty must be tackled with a sense of urgency to retain and develop jobs and growth in the crypto asset economy. Now its senators are working with industry participants. And take a look at this too. I found this interesting. This is very short, just a few tweets here, but it starts with attorney John Deaton, who wrote the following the other day. I have questions for the SEC. How do investors enter into a common enterprise with a company they're completely unaware of? How do those investors rely on the promises or inducements from a company if they're unaware that the company exists? Hashtag asking for 59,000 friends. And of course, that hashtag, that makes me chuckle very happily because he's referencing the 59,000 plus XRP holders that have signed up to be part of the case, the SEC versus Ripple case, in the capacity that the judge has now allowed. And it's a completely legitimate question. Anybody with half a brain that's unbiased, just taking in the facts, could be like, how the hell could it make a darn bit of sense up in this crazy world we live that Ripple, like you buying an XRP, that somehow gives you some sort of ownership or this or that of Ripple, the company, and you haven't even heard of that company? How does that make any damn sense? Especially, think about this, if you're not even in the United States. Think about that. Is jurisdiction a thing or is it not a thing? Well, take a look at this tweet from Lemon Mule on Twitter, who wrote the following. I bought off an Aussie exchange, and I don't think I have any ownership in a common enterprise. I'm just simply an XRP Ledger participant. I'm going to heart that. Yes, that is correct. You are. And thank you for being part of that. But it's true. And so then John Deaton retweeted that from Lemon Mule and wrote the following. In 1946, the Supreme Court in Hawaii made clear that the underlying instrument itself is not the security. In 2019, the Telegram Court made it clear that the digital asset itself is not the security, but simply alphanumeric code. The XRP holder above, along with thousands similar, purchased XRP to utilize the XRP ledger and only use XRP as a bridge and transfer asset. The SEC doesn't even have jurisdiction over this type of non-investment use. This must be brought to the court's attention. And look, there are so many facts and circumstances on the side of the XRP holder, which is by and large what we're talking about here. I such a hard time believing that justice will not be done here. What would have to actually occur here with these judges, which I think that, judges Knepper and Torres, to this point, yeah, maybe you don't like every single thing that they've ruled on to this point pre-trial, but honestly, I think they've by and large been very fair. Not just a little fair, like very fair and reasonable. And even the instances where I'm like, okay, it's not something that's necessarily going to be good necessarily for XRP investors in particular in the short term, I can respect why they're making the decisions that they're making, even though I don't think that it's not everything's ideal. So I do have a certain level of respect for the way that they've been handling the case to this point. There's a reason that I am optimistic, and I don't think that there's something nefarious going on where these judges are just trying to make things go well for the SEC, when really, if anything, if you were going to go that conspiratory route, which I am not, because I think it's nonsense, you would think the opposite. You would think that they're conspiring against the SEC because things look much better for XRP holders, frankly. But why? Well, they're unbiased. So why do things at least to this point, seem better for XRP holders? Because Ripple and XRP holders are on the right side of the law and the facts. That's why. All right, into this last piece now, and this is just for fun. From Cointelegraph. I got a kick out of this. Oh, I tell you, when I was in high school, I used to love Jack in the Box. You can get like a big old jumbo Jack. It's a burger for like $1. I don't know how big those things are. It's probably like a quarter-pounder burger for like $1 back in the day, which with inflation now would be like $95. But anyway, Jack in the Box claims in court FTX US ripped off its character to create Moon Man. Pictures coming up. I'm going to scroll down all the way so you can see in just a second here. I know the suspense is killing you, right? Lawyers for major fast food chain Jack in the Box have filed a lawsuit against crypto exchange FTX US for copyright and trademark infringement of its Jack mascot. According to federal court documents filed in the Southern District of California on Wednesday, Jack in the Box's legal team is requesting a jury trial claiming FTX US's Moon Man character Lunar, L-O-U space N-A-R, Lunar, get it? Lunar? Yeah, okay. We can all have a chuckle. That's my sarcastic laugh. Or it's my genuine laugh. You don't know me. All right, anyway. So anyway, Lunar, an adult male typically dressed in polo shirts with the head of a moon used for Major League Baseball events, is a ripoff of the company's current version of its Jack mascot. The fast food company describes its character as, quote, a typical adult human male, with the exception of his large spherical white head, blue dot eyes, nose, and curvy smile, end quote. You ready for the reveal? Get a little drum roll up on this bitch. I'm about to scroll down. You want to see it finally? You want to see it? You want to see it? You want to see it? Okay, I'll show you. Here it is. This is it. So the real Jack in the Box character, Jack, is on the right there with one of his burgers right there. And that burger right there, fun fact, that burger has 11 billion calories, by the way. It's just a little fun side fact for you. And then you've got the Moon Man character on the left, which is apparently a ripoff. And I gotta admit, like, they look freaking similar. Both creepy. The one on the left maybe a bit more creepy, perhaps. Lunar. So check this out. The piece continues as follows. Rather than spending its vast financial resources to develop its own intellectual property, FTX brazenly and illegally copied or derived its Moon Man mascot from Jack in the Box's Jack, the company alleged in court documents. This is a real legal argument, too. Like, and this is not to belittle, like, I understand. If I'm Jack in the Box, maybe I'm not happy either, but it's still, like, it's a little bit funny. And some of the similarities, like, they are. It doesn't at least on the surface appear to be there. But check out this quote. Just like Jack, FTX's Moon Man has a spherical white head also affixed to a talking human actor with blue dotted eyes, a nose, and a smile. The two characters are strikingly similar in both appearance and behavior. For example, the Moon Man also changes his facial expressions and clothing attire throughout advertisements and appearances, just like Jack. And this tweet, this is actually a really funny tweet. Not to make light of cancer, but whatever. Take a look at this. There's somebody named Aunt Clara who wrote the following. Hey, FTX, and tag the official FTX account right there. Hey, FTX, your mascot doesn't look like the moon. He looks like Jack in the Box, but with skin cancer. And I gotta admit, here, I'll scroll back up. Not looking the healthiest or the best there. Lunar, which is Jack. Or is it Jack's evil twin brother? I don't know what's going up in this bitch. Life don't make no damn sense on Moon Lambo. So anyway, I don't really feel like I need to read the rest of this article. It's on your screen. The bottom part is if you want to read it, feel free to pause and take a look. I just wanted to get the idea across because crypto's funny sometimes. And if there's an update on this, publicly known, I catch it. Like, I'll be happy to provide an update in the future. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Like, are they actually ripping off Jack? I guess. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm leaning towards, yeah, there's something probably there. The behaviors, the way it's styled, this and that. And then now as far as the legal ramifications, no legal background here whatsoever, so I don't know what is right. I don't know what is just here. I'm much more confident in terms of what is just in the SEC versus Ripple case, so I'll just leave that there. But let me know what you think. And by the way, if you've ever tried their tacos, please tell me what your experience has been like. You know, are they still $1? I couldn't tell you last time I've been to Jack in the Box, but that was a big thing in high school and actually even some of my college years back when there was no money to be had. You get 2 tacos for $1. But then you'd get the taco, and like, in a taco, what would you expect if you're going to have cheese in a taco, right? You'd expect, like, what, some shredded cheese, right? No, they put, like, what appeared to be a Velveeta cheese square in that bitch. And then they deep fry it, and so it's just like a sopping, oily, soggy mess. I loved it. It was pure majesty. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.